So thank you, Mr. Agarwal, for inviting me in this panel.
Thank you.
So very quickly, from Credible standpoint, we started in March of 2017. What we are is a fintech platform that's wholly focused on enabling working capital for corporate India, right? What we essentially do is we built a platform that enables working capital across, the four quadrants where working capital resides today in India. So if you look at it, working capital sits in large corporates and their ecosystems of suppliers, dealers, retailers. You have the emerging corporates who require working capital to enable growth. You have the small businesses, which who currently lack access to working capital. I think only 15% are part of the entire formal lending sector in India. And then finally, you have financial institutions who lend into this entire ecosystem. So that's where Credible's platform actually sits in the center of this entire quadrant. When we started off, obviously the theme, especially when we spoke to financial institutions, was that there's a fear that fintechs would essentially looking to replace banks, which from our point of view was never going to be the case, because financial institutions participate, as a business model, financial institution participation was a big part in what we do. But what we essentially seen is, if you look at the partnerships between banks and fintech companies, it's been in existence for quite a while now. I think more than 5 years. Banks, if you look at it, had physical reach through their networks. They've set up a large infrastructure of physical branches. They have a humongous base of customers. They built a brand over the years. What fintechs, on the other hand, what they've gone and done is brought technology to digitize the bank's legacy systems, right, at the back end, and provide smarter, flexible banking for customers at the front end. The arrangement so far has been a win-win situation for both, and is evolving on a daily basis, right? If you look at it from the financial institutions who are participating, right, what you notice is that their margins are essentially eroding over the past few years, because it's become very, very competitive. And what fintechs have really gone and done is help the banks or the financial institutions to really bring in efficiencies into the system. So if you look at from a bank's point of view, right, from customer acquisitions, using smartphones as an enabler to acquire more customers, to credit evaluation, right? Earlier, banks used to have massive teams to credit evaluate each case, and each case used to take many, many years. Now through automation, through AI, through ML, you're able to parameterize the entire credit model for the banks basis their unique requirements. And this obviously takes in, quickens the process for credit approval or denial, or as well as reduces costs, right? Because you no longer need to have an army to enable to look at all these credit assessments. And it's also taking the human element out of the system, because now everything is basis it's parameterized to a large degree, and you're having straight-through processing, which quickens the point of disbursal. Then you have the entire onboarding journey, where right from digital documentation signing to eKYC. So the entire onboarding experience for the customer has been great. Then you obviously have disbursements to risk assessment through early warning signals, which enables banks to actually analyze which of their loans are actually doing well, doing badly, so on and so forth. So if you look at it from this entire angle, the relationship between fintechs and banks is here to stay. I think the collaboration is a win-win situation for all. And what it does is, for the end customer, it provides a seamless, it gives them the best access to getting access to credit. It gives them a user experience which has improved significantly over the last few years, and which will continue to improve further. And most importantly, what it's gone and done is it's got the earlier unbanked ecosystem into the banking arena, which is the most critical part, because I think the endeavor has been from the government of India standpoint is to create financial inclusion. And I think this partnership truly does create financial inclusion for everybody involved.
Okay. So I think you rightly said many things which you have told. So this fintechs are helping in the onboarding of the customers, eKYC and other things, onboarding this the credit evaluation, risk assessment, and making unbanked to bringing them in the banking arena actually. So this is a big move which is helping the collaboration. Collaboration is helping to the banks to reach to the customers which they were not having earlier actually. So great, I think this is a good deliberation which you have given some kind of idea at how the fintechs are helping the banks. If you can highlight to maybe within 1 or 2 minutes about the journey so far, what kind of collaborations are already done between banks and NBFCs, banks and the fintech companies. So practically, what kind of models are there? If you can cover up, that'd be great.
So I think if you look at the kind of partnerships that have recently been announced, right? If you take, let's take into example, you have DBS Bank that is tied up with Credible. That's primarily on the supply chain financing, as well as for some, for pre-invoice financing, which was earlier very tough for borrowers to actually get access to. You have Kotak Mahindra and Pine Labs. You have Federal Bank and Credit Avenue. I think that's a big one over there. So I think the collaboration is all across, right? Whether it is customer acquisition, whether it is opening current accounts, whether it is deepening the relationship for the banks with their corporate customers. The partnerships is essentially looking to digitize the entire lending process for ultimately the MSMEs and enabling digital payments. So I think the partnership, if you look at it, addresses each facet of what a bank really does. So I think, yeah,